Like, how would you quantify? Like, because experts, like you and I, love boxing.
Right.
But if we had a conversation about who's better, like, who would you say? Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, or Roberto Duran?
I put Hagler first.
Me too.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I think he was the best because he beat everybody, and the only reason why I wouldn't put Duran ahead of Hagler is that Duran was fighting.
Duran wasn't a natural
pounds.
middleweight.
He was a 135
that's
pounder.
Right. Yeah.
If you go back to like Ken Buchanan, when he fought Ken Buchanan at 135, he was a fucking monster.
He was a beast all the way up to welterweight.
Yeah,
I mean, insane.
And even in welterweight. And then, I did, the second fight with Sugar Ray Leonard really
no. Hearns won that fight. That's a disaster.
No, Leonard.
Oh,
Leonard and Duran.
Yeah.
The second fight's a disaster because Duran got fat and was partying, and he had a fucking lion that was on a chain and was walking down Panama. He was out of his fucking mind. And he just partied too much, and they gave him like 6 weeks to prepare for an enormous fight.
Didn't he lose like 40 pounds in 6 weeks or something?
Well, he looked like shit, too.
Yeah.
Like, you look at his body, the difference in the way his body looked in the first fight and the second. The first fight, he was like a live wire.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just an animal. I mean, he attacked with such ferocity, such fucking technique, and just roughed Leonard up and battered him and did to Leonard what nobody anticipated.
Yeah.
And Leonard, for whatever reason, decided to try to stand with him, which is crazy. So Leonard had a far better approach in the second fight, but he also was facing a Duran that just really fucked up. And those are the days where you had to weigh in the day of the fight, too, which is crazy.
And I'll tell you, I don't think Leonard beat Hearns in the second fight. That was a draw. I mean, I think that was an awful
I think so, too. And I don't think Leonard beat Hagler.
No, I don't. I've scored that fight 115, 113 for Hagler 4 times across 20 years. Like, I watch it about every 4 years, and I keep coming back 115, 113. And it bums me out. Like, I always think, like, Hagler doesn't quite get the due. I think Hagler was... I think Hagler, Monzon, Hopkins, Robinson, I mean, they're the greatest middleweights of all time.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, Hagler has a special place in my heart because...
Did you ever meet him?
No. I wish I did. No, he's one I really wish I met.
Yeah, me too. He was such a hero of mine, like, as a kid. Like, I was so obsessed with him when I was 13.
Me too. Same thing. For me, it was his discipline.
Yep. Never got out of shape. Shows up in camp, in shape, at weight.
Yeah, and you wear that hat that says war on it.
Yeah. Oh, God.
He scared everybody. And also, he had the greatest chin.
Greatest chin,
of all time.
amazing counterpuncher.
Yeah.
Such
the
discipline.
Juan Roldan knockdown is horseshit.
No,
that's a fake knockdown.
Yeah.
It wasn't a knockdown. He got kind of pushed down. They called it a knockdown. He took a shot better than anybody that's ever existed. He took a shot from John the Beast Mugabi that snapped his head back. And he's like, yeah, whatever. And just fucking stayed on him.
Look at the first round of Hagler Hearns.
Oh, my God. And Hearns just threw missiles at him. Just boom, boom. I watched that again just 2 days ago.
No way.
Yeah.
I don't think I've watched that fight in about 5 years.
God,
I need to go back and watch it.
It's so crazy to see two guys at the very top of the heap, the best in the world, just throwing caution to the wind and winging punches at each other. It was so crazy. And Hagler just forced Hearns into a dogfight.
Yep.
Because Hagler knew, like, do you know Hagler had extraordinary musculature on the side of his head that was so thick? It was almost like he was built with headgear on.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, see if you can find an article on that. But they did an MRI on Hagler's head while he was alive. And one of the things that they said is, like, the amount of, like, the mandible muscles, the muscles that, like...
Or temporalis muscle.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Yeah.
That they're so thick, they're like 3 times normal size. They're like, it's crazy. It's like he was born to fight. But it's also his will and the conditioning. His conditioning was legendary.
Yeah.
He'd run with combat boots on in the winter on the beach. I mean, he was just
I just did everything
monster.
to emulate Hagler when I was a kid. It was just... And when he, quote-unquote, lost to Sugar Ray Leonard, I was in 8th grade, and all the girls in my class, to tease me, put bags of sugar on my desk the next day.
Oh, my God.
I mean, it was just like,
those dirty bitches.
I was so pissed.
I always...